2024 was a blessed year for all tactical RPG fans, with the release of the best real-time strategy RPG of all time, Unicorn Overlord, and the release of two turn-based free-to-play tactical RPG, Sword of Convalaria, my favorite Gacha games of all time, and of course, the game that will interest us today, Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. Girls Frontline 2 is a game I played at launch and gave up on quickly because I was playing too much the other two games. But with the first anniversary just around the corner, I decided it was time for me to come back to it and see if it was worth my time 1 year later. And before speaking about gameplay, if you are someone who likes gorgeous women, and more precisely gorgeous women's feet, you should play this game. It's a god blessing. Gunning aside, it's time to start the review, so here we go. Girls Frontline 2 is an XCOM-like tactical RPG where you control a team of 4 to 6 characters. Combat takes place on a grid where your units and enemy ones can move on. Like in the XCOM series, there is a system of cover that will reduce the incoming damage from a specific direction. There are also some mechanisms you can activate, but that will of course depend on each maps. Now let's talk about the units, and that's where I have most of my problems with the games. But don't worry, it's nothing too serious. Each character has a basic attack, 3 skills, and a passive. That's all. There is no skills option, so that means little to no room to personalize your unit's playstyle. On top of that, each unit has also a vocation, that means a role, DPS, support or tank for example, and an element type. You see, in the endgame bosses will have weaknesses, and even some game modes will provide buff for certain elements, and that reduces quite a lot the team building possibilities in the game. It's sad, but fortunately, with time and more character release, it will become less of an issue. How do you upgrade your units? First, you can level up your characters and weapon. You will need to ascend your character every 10 levels, but not the weapon. Next, you can equip attachment to your weapon. Each one will have 3 to 4 stats that will all be upgraded when leveling the piece. After that, you can level them up even more using specific materials, and after that, you can do an extreme calibration to max specific stat. So yeah, in theory, you can max every single stat, but it will cost you a lot. It's still, in my opinion, a far better mechanic than the random substat fiesta in most other Gacha games. That's for the weapon, but characters are far more upgrades attached to it. First, Neuronal Helix. It will provide stat boost and unlock personal key, more on that later. At the end, you will unlock a golden key that synergizes with the character, but can be equipped on anyone. So you can theoretically get a character because you want his golden key for another one. Not that you need all the previous key to be able to unlock the golden one. Some characters have a second golden key, but this one is personal, and that means the character got a buff at some point. I'm talking a lot about keys, but what do we do with them? You equip them on characters. Key on the left are the one you unlocked with the Neuronal Helix and are for this character only. On the right, you can equip Universal Key that you get from playing the game. They recently added a way to boost this key further. If a character receives a boost, it can equip the specific key in the middle. At the bottom, you can equip an affinity key that you get from marrying a character, and if equipped to that specific character, you will get an increased stat boost based on the affinity level. Oh yeah, you can marry your character. As a free-to-play player, you will only get one ring, so I recommend you doing it with a DPS for the stat boost, but do as you want, of course. There is another way to upgrade your units, but that's a huge topic and you will not be able to use it as a new player anyway, so just know that it exists and you will discover it with time going on. The last way to upgrade a character, like in every gacha game, is to get multiple copies of it, and sadly it is the only real way to change the role of a character. For example, Springfield is a support that can also fit the role of DPS with a segment 6, but she will still be the healing goddess that she is because that will not change her playstyle sadly. She will just do more damage. And that's all for the way to upgrade your characters. So, how do you get the characters? It's a gacha game, so you have to pull on a banner. An elite character is guaranteed every 80 pulls, and there's a 50-50 system. So that means the rate-up character is guaranteed only after 160 pulls. Same for the weapons, but with 70 pulls instead of 80. The game is really generous, in my opinion, with the pulls, so that's great. What will be a turn-based tactical RPG without a story? So, how good is the story of Girls Frontline 2? You are the captain of a mercenary group in a post-apocalyptic world where was invented human-looking robots made for war called doll. Yeah, I said units or character during all the video, but the official name is doll. And for some reason they are all gorgeous looking women or kids, but still female. So you are the captain of 3 dolls, Nemesis, that need a translator to speak, Krolik, the Nemesis translator, and Groza, that is basically your wife. Your mission is to get a box. You get the box, there's a kid inside the box, and here's goes the trouble. I will not elaborate further because it will be very difficult to not spoil anything, but if I had to give my opinion on it, the story is great, but they should really release more content for it because she is really short for the moment. And as you can expect, it's named Girls Frontline 2, so there's a 1 that I didn't play, but there's a lot of returning character like your ex-wife that kept the child. So yeah, if you played Girls Frontline 1, I think you will enjoy the story even more, but even without playing it, it's good enough. It does the job, but it's short for the moment, in my opinion. And just Krolik interacting with all the new dolls that the crew get is top notch. It's really great. I love Krolik. With this review, I wanted to cover the core basic level of what Girls Frontline 2 has to offer for a new player and get them a little bit. I know there is far more than that. PvP, multiple endgame, a game mode that could be an entire game just by itself, a crew deck where you can interact with your dolls, play game with them, and even a 2-hour-long ASMR interaction. There is so much more than what I talk about. So yes, I think Girls Frontline 2 is worth playing 1 year after its release. I mean, my profile picture is from this game and I made 3 short edits about the game already. So what did you expect the conclusion to be? I know the game is far from being the best tactical RPG out there. Even among the free ones, I think there's better. But it has something that makes it special, at least to me. I can't explain what, but it is there. Maybe the characters' interaction, maybe the story, the universe, I don't know, but there's something. I want to thank all the amazing people that made through this point of the video. I know my English isn't perfect, but I'm working on it. I will do more content like this in the future, so if you like this one and want to see the other, don't forget to subscribe. You can also like and comment on this video. See you next time.